best homemade salt and pepper shakers for the outdoors on YouTube? Do you want to know more? Then please stick around. Welcome back, everyone. On today's wonderful episode of MYOG, we're going to make some salt and pepper shakers, aka spice containers for the outdoors. Alright, let's get started. Here's some 315 PVC pipe. You're going to cut it down the middle. Use a heat gun and flatten it out. Then you're going to take another piece of 315 PVC pipe and you're going to glue it to your flattened out piece. Cut that piece out from the flat piece, get it as close as you can to the sides. Then take sandpaper or a wood rasp or a combination thereof and shape this into where it is the perfect round diameter of the pipe. Then you can use a piece of doweling, a pencil, or a knife blade, and you pop your round disc off of the pipe. Using some paper and a little bit of time, I created a little guide that'll allow me to lay out where I want to drill my holes. And I use this with a Sharpie on the disc, and we drill out our holes. And what we end up with kind of looks like an old school button. But this is our piece, our first most important piece for our salt shakers, aka spice shakers. Next, you're going to need a top with cap from a soda bottle. You're going to need to cut it off and sand it flush. You need 2 of these. You will clamp them together and glue them with your all-purpose cement. Using our all-purpose cement, we're then going to sew our PVC piece that we prepared earlier into the end of our prepared body. And then using the spice of your choice, fill it up. In mine, I use the red side as the side to fill. And then I use the other color side to denote what it is. And that's my shaker side where I can shake the spice out at. And look at that. And this one is filled with Himalayan pink salt. And that's why it's got the white cap. That is how we end up with a matched pair of salt and pepper shakers for the trail. They're completely waterproof and they work, folks. And to give you an idea of size, they're not much bigger than the Hall Brothers shakers. They're a little bit narrower diameter, but they're about the same height. You can make this at home pretty cheap. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for that. We'll see if the feds send some like hit team for me, since I am going to recycle the bottle, but without the cap. And finally, we're going to cover some final details here. There's really 2 kinds of caps when it comes to soda bottles. There's this kind where everything's pretty flat in here and it has this built-in gasket. This is ideal for the top of one of these shakers. The other kind of bottle cap, let me see if I can turn down my ring light to where it's more visible what I'm talking about. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but this one has a built-up ridge right here, and the neck of the bottle fits inside this between the threads and here. and this creates a step. So the actual cap itself helps go inside the neck of the soda bottle and seal. This is more ideal for the bottom. And the reason I say that is because when you glue these tops in, you want this as flush with the top as possible to prevent a whole bunch of spice from being collected on the top. You'll notice with my salt shaker, let me give it a good shake here, and I pull it off, there's a little bit of salt on the top here, and that's because I have a tiny gap between the top of the cap and this, and that was the first one I made. I've tried to eliminate that by making this as flush as possible. That's all there is to it, folks, to making your own outdoor little spice containers. They're cheap, they're easy to make, and pretty simple and straightforward. The only thing I didn't cover, and I'm going to throw it in here right now, is when I drilled my holes, I used a 2mm drill bit. I recently got my hands on some metric drill bits, and I found the 2mm is just about right for most spices. Your mileage may vary, and you might want a little bit bigger hole, but I think 2mm is just about perfect. And that's all there is, folks. So I hope you make your own little spice bottles and cook in the great outdoors. And thank you for watching.